good enough. Hare Krishna. Okay. Sounds like some Hare Krishna is getting out. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, questions by the sages, text number 21. Kalim agatam agyaya kshetresmin vaishnavevayam asina dirga satrena katayam sakshana hare. Kalim agatam agyayam kshetresmin vaishnavevayam asina dirga satrena katayam sakshana hare. Kalim agatam agyayam kshetresmin vaishnavevayam asina dirga satrena katayam sakshana hare. Kalima gatam agayam kshetresmin vaishnavevayam asina dirga satrena katayam sakshana hare. Kalima gatam agyayam kshetresmin vaishnavevayam asina dirga satrena katayam sakshana hare. Okay. Matajis, all the Matajis. Kalima gatam agyaya kshetresmin vaishnavevayam asina dirga satrena sakshana hare. Jai. Kalim, the age of Kali, iron age of quarrel. Agatam, having arrived. Agyayam, knowing this. Kshetra, in this tract of land. Asmin, in this. Vaishnava, specially meant for the devotee of the Lord. Vayam, we. Asina, seated. Dirga, prolonged. Satrana, for performance of sacrifices. Katayam, in the words of Sakshana, with time at our disposal. Hare, of the personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead and in this way perform sacrifice. Purport. This age of Kali is not at all suitable for self-realization as was Satya Yuga, the golden age, or Treta or Dvapara Yugas, the silver and copper ages. For self-realization, the people in Satya Yuga, living a lifetime of 100,000 years, were able to perform prolonged meditation. And in Treta Yuga, when the duration of life was 10,000 years, self-realization was attained by performance of great sacrifice. And in the Dvapara Yuga, When the duration of life was 1,000 years, self-realization was attained by worship of the Lord. But in the Kali Yuga, the maximum duration of life being 100 years only, and this looks like Indian currency, 100 years only. Anyway, just joking. And that combined with various difficulties, the recommended process of self-realization is that of hearing and chanting of the holy name, fame and pastimes of the Lord. The sages of Naimisharanya began this process in a place meant specifically for the devotees of the Lord. They prepared themselves to hear the pastimes of the Lord over a period of 1,000 years. By the example of these sages, one should learn that regular hearing and recitation of the Bhagavatam is the only way for self-realization. Other attempts are simply a waste of time, for they do not give any tangible results. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached this system of Bhagavad Dharma, and he recommended that all those who are born in India should take the responsibility of broadcasting the messages of Lord Sri Krishna, primarily the message of Bhagavad Gita. And when one is well established in the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, he can take up the study of Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment in self-realization. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swamiti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shinavadi Pashyate Adeshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna. No, it is just if there's what to do. Hare Krishna. So in this Kali Yuga, we're full of problems, as you can see. No, it's okay. It's okay. So there was this part that really caught my attention when I was reading. They say. In the word per word that I didn't read the word per word, and that's like this sakshanaha. It says with time at our disposal. You know, like as I was talking yesterday, you go on Chopova and then you ask, or you go on and you ask people, and they say no time. I have no time. So the sages are completely the opposite. They say you go to them and say, yeah, I have time. How much? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. How much time do you have? And it says in the Srila Prabhupada's translation, it says, knowing well that the age of Kali has already begun, we are assembled here in this holy place to hear at great length the transcendental message of Godhead. They say, we have time. So the sages have a lot of time. It's not that they are bored, you know. Usually when, this, I met this Mataji yesterday, you know, you usually start with a philosophy book, and then you see there's no, and then you try with a cooking book. This is the last resort, you know. You're like, okay, let's try with a cooking book. And she was looking at me. She's like, I don't have time to cook. Maybe you have time. So yes, we have time because we wake up at 4 o'clock. We have plenty of time. So people in general have no time. They always have some, and they think that also monks, they don't do anything, so they have time to chant Hare Krishna. So the sages here, they have time. And how much time they have? Well, in the purport, of course, it says in the text before, it says they prepared themselves to hear the pastime of the Lord over a period of 1,000 years. How much time do the sages have? Well, they have 1,000 years to. just for this purpose, to hear about Krishna. That's amazing, you know. Because in Kali Yuga we're quite the opposite. People are quite the opposite, and we also we are aspiring devotees, but we're also quite the opposite. We try something for 5 minutes, and then if it doesn't work, you don't see any results after 5 minutes, then you're like, okay, we have to try something else. You know, this process doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Why? I already tried chanting Hare Krishna for 5 days, or I don't know, maybe a bit more, and Krishna didn't come yet, so it doesn't work. No. And there's this story. I don't know where it comes from, but this probably from some spiritual tradition. So there's these people, they are digging a well. They are digging for water. So they dig 10 centimeters in one place and no water. So I said, no, there's no water here. Okay, maybe let's try somewhere else. So they go 1 meter away and they dig another 10 centimeters. Like, oh, no water. No water, there's no water. And then they go another meter away and they dig another 10 centimeters. Oh, no water here anywhere. No. And then they dig the whole field. They dig 10 centimeters in the whole field. They make 100 holes. And the conclusion is, there's no water. And if they would just have the intelligence to dig the same amount of, but just in one place, then after 10 meters they will maybe find some water. So that's how the people are in Kali Yuga. They say people are doing sometimes spiritual practice, but they don't have the patience to just do the practice for some time, and see if it works. Maybe it works. And Bhakti Yoga is very simple. You just have to hear about Krishna. And of course you have to follow the process, and but you follow sadhana bhakti. And then there's this verse from Nectar of Instruction, the classical verse, which is because devotees, also as devotees, we maybe don't have taste for this process. So Srila Rupa Goswami says this famous verse: the holy name, character, pastimes, and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of the one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue and his disease is gradually destroyed. So, you just have to follow the process. You just have to follow the process as given by Srila Prabhupada, and that's it. Eventually you'll have a taste. It's not that if you feel like chanting and following the process, you do it, and if you don't feel, then you still do it. That's the hard part for people in Kali Yuga. and then you just continue with the process. And why we are not following the process? Well, we can say, whose fault is it? And then you're like, you can have. And the sad news, the good news and the bad news at the same time is that it's our fault if we don't follow the process. Arjuna is also asking Krishna the same question. Arjuna says, Krishna, I know what's my duty, And I'm very clear about what I should do, and I agree, but I don't do it. so then he asks, why? Maybe the demigods are sabotaging me. Maybe it's Duryodhana's fault. Maybe it's Dhritarashtra. Maybe it's Bhishma. Whose fault is it? And Krishna says, no. No. And Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhava, Mahashano Mahapadma, Vidyanam, Ihavairinam. The Supreme Personality of God has said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material modes of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada is a bit poetic in this translation. He says, oh, you don't follow the process, you can see, because you're lusty, because of your material desires. And if you have these material desires, then you cannot follow the Bhakti Yoga process. Because there's this verse, it says, Boga Ishvarya Prasaktanam Dayapahritas Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Samadhauna Vidyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. You start digging a hole, and after 5 minutes, this material desire comes, and you're like, whoa, but this looks also interesting. Like, all right. And then this determination to just follow the process is not there. So Arjuna is in this situation. Of course, Arjuna is a pure devotee. We're not criticizing Arjuna, but Arjuna is in our position. He knows that he should do a duty, and he doesn't do it. But what he's somehow superior to most of the devotees when they come to Bhakti Yoga, because of course we're practicing Bhakti Yoga. We're devotees. We're on the highest level. We do the highest practice. But, this basic concept, which is karma kanda, that we have a duty, sometimes we don't have it. Like when we come to the Hare Krišna movement, we don't have this idea. I mean, some devotees have it because of some remnants of some Vedic culture, but you don't have. So Arjuna has this idea, oh, I have a duty. Okay, so his only question is, what's my duty? He's not shocked. Oh, Krishna, you mean to say that I have a duty? No. So this is karma kanda level, but this is something which for devotees, it's also relevant. Because if you have the whole point of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna knows he has a duty, and Krishna says, yes, your duty is to what I tell you to do. And that's it. Surrender everything and just surrender unto me. But if you don't know you have a duty, because also this abandon all other duties, that's no problem, as Maharaj says sometimes. He's like, no, abandoning all other duties is no problem, because I already did it. So just surrendering to Krishna, that's a bit of a problem, because surrendering to Krishna also means that I have some duties for Krishna, but yeah. So there can be quite a struggle sometimes in devotional service, because we don't understand this basic thing. And Srila Rupa Goswami said also, there's 6 things that help us in devotional service. Utsaha nishchayat tata karma pravardhana sangatyaga satovrita shadbir bhakti prasidyati. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1, being enthusiastic. 2, endeavoring with confidence. 3, being patient. Ooh. 4, acting according to regulative principles. 5, abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6, following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. So we need patience. We need to follow the right process and have some patience. And so we need to learn these skills. That's because Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that we have the perfect process. But it might take some time. There's this story in Lord Chaitanya's Lila. I forgot the name of the devotee and what happened, but anyway. So he was somehow banned from the association of Lord Chaitanya. And he was very sad. And he asked through the devotees, Lord Chaitanya, when will he be allowed back into the association of the Lord Chaitanya? And Lord Chaitanya said, I will see him again after 1 million lifetimes. So they told these devotees, like, Prabhu, I'm sorry. It will take 1 million, after 1 million lifetimes, Lord Chaitanya will see you. And then what this devotee do? And he said, yeah, Haribol! Jai! I will see Lord Chaitanya. I just have to wait 1 million lifetimes. No problem. Jai, Haribol. Super, amazing, no? So, of course, Lord Chaitanya, after hearing his reaction, said, yeah, just bring him here. Come on. Or just, sometimes Lord Chaitanya has this relationship with his associate, but sometimes he uses them to give some example. So this devotee was very, very patient. He was willing to like these sages of Naimisharanya, they said, well, we have time. We're not in a hurry. We're not running anywhere. How much? 1,000 years? Oh, no problem. Sure. I just book my vacation from in the office. I'll go to my boss and say, look, boss, for 1,000 years, I'm taking vacation. And then I come back to do this, whatever service I'm doing here. So we need to learn this patience, because, and Srila Rupa Goswami says in this verse that we just have to follow the process and be a bit patient, which also means that we have confidence in the process. And this process works. I just have to continue following the process, and the process is perfect. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that we have the perfect process. In Satya Yuga, they did meditation, and then after they did these huge sacrifices, and then they did deity worship. And then for us, we have a process. We have to chant Hare Krišna. And of course, this chanting Hare Krišna means also a bit more. Srila Prabhupada gave us the full process. Morning program, evening program, doing some service. So we just have to follow the process, not speculate so much, and have patience, and then you see that it actually works, Because sadhana bhakti works very fast if you actually follow it. As I said before, there's this saying that when everything fails, try following the process. We try so many things. We do this, that, like, oh, maybe we can improve it like this. And then you see it doesn't work. And then you think, well, what can we do? Then like, oh, maybe let's try to follow it as it is, not, not as it is in my mind. So then you're like, and then you try, and then you see, well, it actually works. Wow. If you actually follow it, it actually works. So also the advantage, you do sadhana bhakti, now we have this sadhana sankalpa, and you have to monitor everything. For now, just sadhana and reading, and more things will follow. Then will be service and so on. And then it becomes quite visible why you don't follow sadhana. And then it's the same answer that Krishna gives to Arjuna. Because of lust. Of course, you can say, I woke up with a stomach problem. And then the next question is, why do you have a stomach problem? Well, because yesterday evening at 9 o'clock, I had 10 pizzas. But I don't know why I have a stomach problem this morning. I'm sure there is no connection. So many things. Yesterday evening, I felt like talking with the devotees, just some prajalpa about how are you until 11 o'clock. And then this morning I couldn't wake up. I wonder why, like, of course I will put a health problem. I was tired, It's I was tired, I was, due to my health problem, I couldn't wake up. But no, actually it's lust. It's the uncontrolled mind, And if you really look into it, I can see in my case, like, why am I tired in the morning? Because when I went to sleep, I just took my mobile, and I was scrolling a bit on Facebook and just wasting some time. So now I'm tired, Of course I'm tired, It's so this uncontrolled mind, this lust, is there. You can easily see if you monitor what you do, then you can see, Anyway. So the point is that we need to practice this patience. And also Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, we also have to preach. Because the easiest way to practice this patience is that you preach. You go for Sankirtan, you really learn this patience. And it's like every city we go, first time you park there, and then you look and you're like, who had this crazy idea to come here? There's always the same question, like, you're like, who had this crazy idea? What am I doing in Postojna? Who had these strange ideas to come to Postojna, the city where they have a cemetery in the middle of the city, like this cemetery is like 300 meters from the center of the city, like, so you think, what's wrong with these people? Why would we ever come there? And then you're like, okay. This is the first thing the mind says. Of course, before you go, the mind already comes. Oh, today you're tired. Let's skip it today. Okay. No, and you're like, no. Let's go. And then you go, and then you're like, okay. I mean, it's a bad city. It's a cemetery city. This Postojna, but let's try. Let's give it a fair shot. Like they say. Usually when you go for Sankirtan, it's good to define what's a good place and what's a bad place. But if you go to one place, you usually decide after a few hours if it's good or bad. You don't speculate, like this, because otherwise you just speculate. So you're like, okay, we're here for some reason. This Mukunda had a crazy idea today that we come here and let's try. And you go. And you're like, okay, let's give it a honest try. Oh, look, there's a person. It's supposed to be no people in this city, but there's a person. So let's try. So you go, say hi, nothing. Okay, good. Next. And then you go, okay, maybe let's try this person. Let's try this person. Let's try this person. And then you're patient and you're like, oh, okay. Horrible people here. And then there's this, you stop this person and they're actually, actually, when we stopped in Postojna, I stopped this group, and there was this guy. He's like, "Oh, I was actually looking for this kind of books." Like first person I meet, like, yeah, I actually took some books. So you do this. You're very patient, and you go around. Around. There's no people, but still there's 10, 20 people you meet, and then one person takes books, the second person takes books, third person takes books. You look at the end of the day, how many books? Oh, some books. Some books went out. Like. So that's a really nice way to learn patience. Yesterday we were in Brežice. Brežice is supposed to be this nice place, Yeah, this is a nice place where we always do good. So we went there with Domen and Jagi, and we started from the car. Before I even took the trolley, the Domen already distributed some books. So they were like flying, Jagi, Domen. The books were out of the trolley, and I was like, I already distributed 2 books, small books. And then I was like, oh my God. So the whole morning, it was really, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't having a hard time, but I wasn't distributing any books, like I distribute maybe 5 books or something, and also some free books. When you're in this zone, like you're in this zone, you don't distribute any books for for 1 hour. Then you find this young person and they say, I don't have any. Just take it. I want to distribute some books, please take it. Anyway, so it wasn't that horrible, but I didn't distribute many books, so I was and then we took some lunch, and then afternoon comes. In the afternoon there's half the amount of people that you find in the morning. So the cities in Slovenia are empty if you go in the morning, and they are very empty if you go in the afternoon. So anyway, so I said, okay, let's do one more round. Brežice is quite you can do a big round. So anyway. So we start doing. We go to this shop, and there's these bars, and this first person, they take some books, and then they give real donations, It's like, oh, this paper, Okay, oh, you have paper also in this city, right? All right, and then you go to next bar, and then another person, and then this group of ladies, and there's everyone gives something. Oh, this is actually something. And then you go to the center, and then I meet this guy. He was looking like this yogi, like this beard. I show him the Ishopanishad. He's like, oh, this philosophy, oh, wow. And then I give him a Bhagavad Gita. And then you show them the pictures. And then you go to the picture of the yogi, what do you do for a living? It's he says, well, I don't do anything. Oh, perfect. This guy was not doing anything. There's this yogi. I don't know where is this picture in the Bhagavad Gita, but this very skinny and very hairy yogi. I always this is Vaisheshika Prabhu's style. You ask them about changing body. You show them the picture with the super soul in everyone's heart, and then you show them. This guy. Oh, this person. And then you ask them, what do you do for a living? And then they say, whatever. This guy said, I don't do anything. oh, wow, this guy also was not doing anything, but he was meditating a bit too much lately. And then I look at this guy, he actually had this beard, like until here he was skinny. It's like, whoa, actually it looks a bit like you. So, after, this is the final joke when you present this Bhagavad Gita, and then you say, oh, this is for you, by the way. We're not selling, you cannot put a price on knowledge, but we just ask for a donation, you can give something. So he was like, he gave a generous donation. And then when we're coming back, I meet this girl, she looks at the books I have in my hand. She's like, oh, this Bhagavad Gita we have in Croatian, and this Upanishad also we have in Croatian, no problem. And then we were running out of books. I gave her a Krishna book. I said, yeah, okay. And she takes it. Yeah, that's very nice. And, oh, very nice. Okay. She looks at the price, 20 euros. Oh, yeah, you can help with a donation. Yeah, 20 euros. Okay. Why not? It's written here, I'll give you full price, no problem. So anyway, I gave her one more book. So the point is that it always, Sankirtan, many times I have this experience that it starts really bad, it really starts bad. People are not stopping, people are not taking books. But if you have patience, and you have this determination, and you have patience, then, and you continue praying, oh Krishna, please send someone. She was actually, this girl was actually very happy. She was like, she saw that, oh, are you with these guys that sometimes come around and sing, Like, yeah. Oh, I saw them a few times. They really made my day. They're so happy, so nice, So yeah, I got her contact. We'll try to connect her with the local devotees. But the point is that if you're patient, eventually the results will come, Of course, karma yoga means that you're detached from the results, but experience shows that the results will come. So you just have to do the duty, do what's right, and have patience. Like these sages, if they have time, they're ready to do 1,000 years of hearing Bhagavatam, and they are ready to follow the process for at least 1,000 years, and then no problem. Then they will have results. So we have to learn this skill, because this Kali Yuga brain is always fast. So this is slow. Anyway, okay, I'll stop here. If there are some questions, comments, concerns, corrections. Ananta Prabhu, you want to say add something? Jai, thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam.